Hello, Sagittarius. This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting July 14th, 2025. Sagittarius, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. You know I appreciate you. The deck I am using will be listed in the description box, of course. But just to give you a heads up, this particular deck, Sagittarius, has the 7 chakras in it. So if you receive any of the chakras, I definitely will talk about that and what it may mean to you in terms of the messages you receive. Just want to cleanse and shuffle the energies up here from Dawn Scorpio's messages for the week. We shall begin with your messages. I am not reading any reversals. All right, energies for Sagittarius. What is the energy that Sagittarius has to look forward to? What is the energy surrounding Sagittarius for this week? All right, let's give it a cut. And then I'm also doing the spread differently. You'll see in about 2 seconds. All right, so we're just going to throw the cards down here and name the cards. You have the major arcana, the Hangman, the first card, and you have the major arcana, the Lovers. That's, first of all, the Hangman is sacrifice. The major arcana, Lovers is harmony. You have movement, choices, and decisions. That would be the Two of Pentacles. Next up, you have your first chakra here. That's the sacral chakra. We'll talk about that. Now you have the Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. Okay, Three of Swords is present, heartache and loss, and I definitely want to talk about that. We'll throw a clarifier on that Three of Swords. Then we have conflict and defeat. This would be the Five of Swords. Next up is spiritual strength. This is basically the Nine of Wands. So it's just energy for you, Sagittarius. Also, we have the World card, Major Arcana, okay? Then we have the, that's Universe. The next one up is emotional withdrawal. That would be the Eight of Cups. So this is a no drama week for Sagittarius. Then we have Memories of Love. This is the Six of Cups. Last card I'm going to draw for you is another chakra. All right, so the Crown Chakra. All right, let's pull this energy here together to see what is going on here for you, Sagittarius. So we're going to start off with the Hangman, Major Arcana. That's usually just neutral energy to me, but it does come forward with regards to any types of actions or decisions that you're about to undergo this week here. It could be, you know, something important. Sagittarius is advised that you take your time, okay? Don't rush into anything too soon or too, hurriedly, because you don't want to end up having to deal with some form of regrets, even though it's not the Seven of Wands, it's the Hangman. And it's usually regarding things hanging in the balance, air suspension. In this case, she's just in water. And if the word sacrifice, relates to you, then so be it. Next card up here is Harmony, which is the Lovers. Usually when the Lover shows up in your spread, any interactions that you have with anyone, doesn't matter whether it's family members, romantic partners, or friends, co-workers, business partners, you're going to be okay, because this is a card that usually comes through to say that you're on the same level as everyone else. You're seeing eye to eye with one another. You're definitely on the same page with one another. The Lovers also too represents quality time spent with those people who are closest to you as well. Someone could be getting married here this week. The Lovers pulls in that energy to form not only romantic partnerships, but it could be business partnerships as well as platonic friendships. Next card up here is movement, choices, and decisions. That's the Two of Pentacles. So it could be that you're juggling two things, working two jobs, have two ideas, trying to balance something that's just on a minor scale, and you could also be receiving a small pay raise, and then also you could be just balancing out your checkbook. Sacral chakra is the card up next here. Sacral chakra is the second sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the second of the 7 chakras. And it usually represents on the positive end. And the reason why it may have shown up here for you, Sagittarius, is that it may represent your creativity or some form of expression of your creativity in sexual energies. It's located, below the navel. So it could be that it represents creativity, it represents sexual energy expression. On the imbalancing end, it could mean there's a lack of repressed creativity. All right. It could be that, or it could be some sort of sexual dysfunction going on. Withholding intimacy. That's part of the sacral chakra when it's in balance. And then emotional. The last thing is emotional isolation. So that is the energy of the sacral chakra for you. Okay, so next card up here is Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. It says here, fulfillment of wishes. So whatever it is that you're wishing for, hoping for, praying for, may manifest for you this week. It is not an even number of cups, but again, Sagittarius, the energy that you put out there this week, especially because you have the lovers here, is what you're going to get back in return. And I forgot to mention in Scorpio's video that, they received the Nine of Cups. Even to receive this Nine of Cups, that to me just means that you are possibly already benefiting from some sort of love, commitment, devotion, dedication. Again, that could be coming in from family members, friends, romantic partners. All right. So I equate the, Nine of Cups with the Star card. So you get all of that energy as well. So again, what you're hoping for, wishing for, praying for may manifest for you this week. Also, too, anything regarding your own psychic energies could be some sort of expansion or development taking place. You could meet somebody famous. You could be dream journaling this week, social media, social networking engagements. All right, so that is the Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. All right, so the Three of Swords is here. Now, to be honest with you, in terms of how I read, placement to me is important, but not so important. But look where it's under. It's underneath the card of partnerships, right? So the Three of Swords here will indicate separation of business, separation of, platonic or romantic partnerships, because I always talk about it could be someone thinking about divorcing, going through a divorce, third party in play when it comes to romance. But then again, what I wanted to talk about the Three of Swords is does represents relationships and all that pain, suffering, and grief that accompanies it. Pet loss, before I forget, pet loss, families left grieving. But it doesn't, to me, always means that there will be a split or a separation that takes place. You have relationships, you get involved in relationships. Of course, you're going to have difficulties within that relationship. So it may be some sort of choices, painful choices involving, a specific relationship, and you just can't seem to, clear the air with one another, but it doesn't indicate or, necessarily mean that you're going to split or break up. All right, so I did want to talk about that, but let's see why the Three of Swords showed up here for you, Sagittarius. And the emotional withdrawal card landed on top of that, but this is you walking away from drama. So, in terms of giving you a message, maybe, someone dealt with some sort of painful situation, in the recent weeks and whatnot, and you're the Eight of Cups would definitely refer to you getting over that or coming to some form of healing. Okay, but why did the Three of Swords show up? Okay, it's the heart chakra. All right, since the heart chakra has shown up here, it represents love and relationships. I feel that I'm reading for somebody who is either being challenged by a relationship, again, romantic, could be platonic, definitely something going on in the family. And that situation is breaking your heart or is tearing you apart emotionally. Or someone has suffered in the recent past over a breakup or a split. And the heart is still aching here. So I'm going to leave it at that, because this would represent relationships, love. The heart would represent those things. And then the imbalance of the heart chakra, surprisingly, is depression, difficulty in relationships, and a lack of self-discipline. How about that? All right, so that's the clarifier for the Three of Swords. Moving along, we have the Five of Swords, conflict and defeat. These two may be paired up here, defeated within that relationship. It's still a card that, represents decision making. So it may be, that you feel like you're being pulled in so many different directions in terms of making a decision. Maybe if, we're talking about a relationship, you've given it your all and you just can't give no more. And then the conflict and defeat is you're running away from it. This card I also read too is you have to be careful, Sagittarius, not to allow anyone to entertain that space in your head, play mind games with you, and then you may hold or possess something that someone is envious of. All right, so the next one up here is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands simply means it's a spiritual strength, but it's the Nine of Wands, one of my busy bees. You're just going to be busy this week doing whatever it is that you need to take care of, whether it's the energy for yourself, energy, that's work related, for partnerships, family, situations. You have the energy to take care of what needs to be taken care of. All right. All right, so let's move to the end, back to the end. You have a major arcana, the World card, universe. There is a chapter that's ending for you, Sagittarius. A new chapter is about to begin. Also, too, the World represents opportunities at your beck and call, really. Opportunities that are expected or unexpected. So when the universe shows up or the world card shows up here, it's very powerful in the sense that some sort of opportunity may come your way, okay, in any area or from any direction. This also too represents relationships. But just keep in mind that the very first thing that I said is that there's a chapter of energy that's ending for you. A new chapter is about to begin. All right, and that's usually positive. So I said that this was going to be a no drama week for some Sagittarians here, and that's what I'm going to stick with. The emotional withdrawal. Again, you may have dealt with something that may be connected to the Three of Swords, getting over some sort of heartbreak or disappointment involving a relationship. This week, you just want to focus on yourself. You see the guy sitting on the beach and got his hands up in prayers. Maybe that's what you want to do. Not necessarily go to the beach, but just maybe spend some time, trying to pull your energies together, focus the energies back to yourself. If you are involved in any types of, separations or breakups from, your recent past, you're healing. Okay, you're definitely healing and wanting to heal from that situation. All right, so the next card up here after the emotional withdrawal, Eight of Cups, is the memories of love. So, thinking of possibly that relationship that you may have been entered in. Could be that you're just, thinking of childhood memories. Could be memorializing someone this week who was close to you that you knew. They're over in spirit now. And the dates that may be associated with these energies could be July 14th to the 21st. However, on the living in, people that you may not have seen in a long period of time, whether it's family members, friends, or someone that you may have been linked with romantically in the past and things just didn't work out, these people may be reaching out to you. Okay, so don't be too surprised if you hear from someone, Sagittarius, that you haven't heard in a long period of time. The crown chakra here, the other chakra that you received in the spread, simply means first and foremost, is situated at the top of your head, right? But I always get that someone could be having, and this might be part of the imbalance type of energy, but it's just something that I come up with, having to deal with migraines or headaches. Okay, someone having to deal with some sort of migraines or headaches. I'm going to go back here to this Three of Swords because something just came to me. I do want to express that because that energy may apply to somebody. If it's not you directly, maybe somebody that you know. But anyway, the crown chakra basically just represents your higher consciousness, Sagittarius. It represents divine connection. Definitely anything regarding psychic energy. Okay, usually that's the third eye chakra, but I also get this with the crown chakra because it's in on the top of our head. So it could be anything in terms of psychic energy. Again, being developed or expanded. If there's any types of imbalances, I already mentioned the headaches and the migraines, but it also could be you having to deal with some sort of form of cynicism. It could also be, having to disregard something that is very sacred to you. And then the last thing that I'm thinking and coming to, it could be involving any types of closed mindedness, closing your mind off to specific energies. All right, so I wanted to go back here, Sagittarius, because maybe the Three of Swords and the heart chakra, maybe someone had a surgical procedure for their heart. Maybe there was a surgery. Okay, maybe somebody had complications involving, maybe there was someone who had a planned surgery, or they were having some sort of difficulty with their heart, and maybe there was some sort of testing going on. I do feel surgery though, because swords cut, right? And then we have the heart. So it might have been that I might be picking up that someone had surgery. And still with the Eight of Cups, maybe that's the energy that you may have been dealing with, if it's on a personal level, or maybe someone that you know. All right, so but with that being said, this is what I have for you this week, Sagittarius. Keep in mind, it's just me interpreting these messages here for you. You guys be safe. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Have a safe, great week ahead. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Sagittarius, and I'll talk to you real soon. Ciao.